Что ты тут снимаешь, блядь? Что ты снимаешь? Иди пролёть.
Since November last year, anti-government protests in Ukraine have engulfed central Kiev. These protests, dubbed Euromaidan, escalated in January when police and protesters clashed over a new and highly controversial protest law. This law could see you in prison for wearing a mask at a protest or even setting up a tent without police permission. The fighting lasted for 4 days and left hundreds injured and at least 2 dead from gunshot wounds. The clashes centred around Hereshkovo Street on the eastern edge of the Maidan.
Guys, why are you down here?
It's actually very simple. We are fighting for our freedom, that's all.
So what started the fight here tonight?
Berkut, we didn't start any provocation. We were peaceful. And someone from their side shoot here. And then the fight started. Yeah, we don't care about the position. That's a political issue. All these people here, this is the future of this country.
To find out more.
Our aims and our ideology is democratic republic in Ukraine, which we have in our constitution, but unfortunately they don't have in practice. Our strategy is a strategy of non-violent resistance, occupying state buildings. There is no sense to continue a conversation with terrorist state, which is a threat for people.
Sure.
So only our tough behavior could change the situation, because now it's proxy war between Ukrainian people and Russian Federation and their puppet regime here. So it's a war of independence.
We have been actively engaged in what's been happening in the Ukraine. Not only has our embassy and our folks who are over there been talking to the opposition as well as the government, but folks like Vice President Biden have spoken directly to President Yanukovych about our belief that, number one, rules that restrict protests and free speech are ultimately counterproductive, and we are very much against. Number two, that there has to be a way to restructure the Ukrainian government in a way that allows the voices of the opposition and those folks on the streets to be heard in preparation for some sort of democratic process that creates a government with greater legitimacy and unity. And that's going to be challenging, but we're trying to help on the negotiations on that. Number three, over the long term, part of what's happened here is that the people of Ukraine clearly are looking to Europe and the West as a partner in a more free market-based economy. Obviously, they also have strong historic ties to Russia, as well as a lot of commercial relationships with Russia, and those don't need to be sacrificed. But what I think the people of Ukraine do not want to see, and this is evidenced by what's happened on the streets, is a situation where behind closed doors, their aspirations for a more free society and one that's integrated with Europe more closely, that's foreclosed. And I think this is just one more example of what we've seen around the world. It's very hard for countries to engage in an old-style politics that doesn't take into account the genuine hopes and aspirations of ordinary people, because with the internet and smartphones and Google and technology and information, people want to be part of determining their own destiny, and you can't bottle up information in the same way that you used to. And hopefully those in power in Ukraine are going to recognize that, and we can get this resolved peacefully. I'm always worried about the violence, but as I said, we're engaging on a daily basis with the Ukrainian government to make sure that we get a positive outcome there.